Hi, so I want to solve this Olympiad question that was asked in 2025. This is from Turkish Olympiads, and I'm gonna translate the question into English. So we have a0 equals to 3. So this is a series a0, a1, a2. We know that a0 equals to 3, and is greater than or equals to 1, and we have this satisfied. And we are asked that we want to find the smallest value of this for some k, smallest value. Now let's take this expression that we are given and multiply both sides by n, right? Because it looks weird when n is in denominator. We don't want any denominators other than 1. So we would get an minus 1 equals to a squared n minus 1 plus 2n minus 1 plus n squared minus n. Okay, now realize that this is a perfect square, so we can actually write it as, we can write it as a n minus 1 plus n squared. Since we are asked to find a 2025, let's write this as an equals to this is gonna be plus minus n minus 1. Yep. Now here the easiest way to show is by testing. So let's say we know a0 equals to 3, right? Let's find a1, shall we? Plug that in here. This is gonna be 0, this is gonna be 3. 4, 16, 15, 40. Yeah, a1 is equals to 40. Let's find a2. a2 is equals to, now here is where things get interesting. Let's plug 14 in. We are getting 14 minus 2 squared minus 2 minus 1, which we can write it as minus 3, right? Up, so this is gonna be plus 2, which is gonna be 16 squared minus 3, right? Yeah. Now for a3, we can say again this is gonna be we are gonna take this and plug as a n minus 1. So a3 is gonna be, so let's write this as this, so plus 3 squared minus 4. Well, realize that these 3's cancel out, so a3 is actually 16 4 minus 4, yeah, this. Now what about a4 then? So a4 equals to, let's take this and plug into our formula here to get 16 to the 4 minus 4. This is a3 plus n, which is 4 squared minus 5. Again, these two things cancel out, which we get 16 to the 8 minus 5. So when you continue it like this, these values are gonna cancel each other out, and that's how we solve this problem. So when we realize that these values cancel out, we can actually find a general formula for, let's say, we can find, like, for a3, right, we have 16 to the 4th power. a4 we had 16 to the 8th power. Considering these two, we can find a general formula for which an is equals to 16 to the, let's add parentheses, 2 to the it's gonna be n minus 2, and I think minus n minus 1. Yeah, because, like, for example, if n is equals to 3, right, I think this is gonna be 1. I think I made a mistake here. Sorry about that. Yeah. And this is valid for n greater than or equals to 2. Because if we plug 1, we can easily see that it doesn't work. Here. Cool. So we can write we were asked to find the minimum value of this, so let's write a 2025 equals to, based on our formula, it's gonna be 16 to the 2 to the 24 minus 26, right? Let's also write our expression too. So our expression was, let's write this, the minimum value of this, right? Now realize that we can take this and write it as base 2 of something, right? So 16 is 2 to the 4, so we can write this whole expression as 2 to the something. Then we can make that thing equals to here, because we have 2 to the k, so 2 to the k can be equals to this thing. They are both can be written as base 2. So if we set these things to equal to each other for some for some large k, then we are only gonna be left with 2026. And since this is in absolute values, the minimum this expression can take is 2026, and that is why the answer is D. So this is pretty interesting question. It looks complicated, yeah, when you read the question, but then the moment you expand both sides by n, you are gonna realize that there's perfect squares and there's a pattern hidden in numbers in here, and based on that pattern we can find the answer. So this is pretty interesting. I hope you liked it, and that's all for this video. Have a great day.